Criminal Justice, Mainstream and Cross Currents, Chapter 13, Corrections in the Community. This is a narrated version of this PowerPoint presentation. Corrections in the community. Sentencing offenders to long prison terms is expensive. Government agencies are attempting to find new community correction programs by partially restricting freedoms, requiring participation in treatment programs, and imposing fines. Community corrections attempts to provide not only a deterrent, effective, but also a rehabilitative one. Community corrections in context. Prisons work only in a limited and partial manner. The criminal justice system has multiple goals, including incapacitation, retribution, and rehabilitation. Figure 13.1, taken from your textbook, shows adults leaving probation in 2011, including the percentage of successful completions. Figure 13.2, taken from your textbook, shows the number of persons under correctional supervision of some type between the years 1998 and 2011. Figure 13.3, the number of adults on state and federal probation in 2011, illustrated by the number of state and the number of federal. Diversion. Offenders may be diverted to alternative programs at a number of points in the criminal justice system. Diversion programs limit the number of people who enter the criminal justice system. Probation is a chance for offenders to stay out of prison or jail if they promise to be good. Probationers outnumber parolees. Probation is a widely used sentencing alternative because it accomplishes several positive outcomes. Probation officers at work include investigation, supervision, and service. Pre-sentence investigation by probation officers. The probation officer collects information about two important aspects of the case, the legal history and the social history. Probation officers at work continued under supervision, a form of punishment, a form of surveillance. Intensive supervision, probation is used for dangerous offenders. Under service, impediments include high caseload, uncooperative offenders, and sparse resources. Private probation. Many states find it difficult to provide enough probation officers to adequately supervise everybody on probation. Private probation is a form of probation supervision that is contracted to for-profit private agencies by the state. Private probation, the advantages include the cost, effectiveness, and public perception. Disadvantages can include staff qualification, profit motivation, ethical concerns, and social class bias. Intermediate sanctions include intensive supervision probation, drug testing, house arrest and electronic monitoring, fines, boot camp prisons, and shock probation. Intensive supervision probation. Probation officers assigned to the most problematic offenders have small caseloads and more frequent contact with the clients. Drug testing. Probation and parole are conditional release practices, and drug testing is usually one of these conditions. House arrest and electronic monitoring allows offenders to maintain family ties, work, take advantage of community resources, and saves the state the cost of incarceration. Fines are often used in conjunction with other types of sanctions, such as short periods of incarceration. They also have many advantages as a criminal sanction. Boot camp prisons designed to address a number of issues, including identity, discipline, cost, and punishment. In response to recent evidence that boot camp prisons are not effective, some states have shut down some of these types of programs. Shock probation. The offender receives a bogus incarceration sentence. After a few weeks of incarceration, the sentence is converted to probation. Parole. There is a difference between parole and probation. Probation instead, parole after. Governing authority. Parolees and probationers are different, and probation and parole officers have different jobs. Figure 13.4 shows major state parole supervising agencies. As of 2011, 6 agencies supervised over half of the nation's parole population. When to parole? Three competing issues. 1, how much time should inmates spend in prison? 2, the rehabilitation issue. And 3, the limited number of prison beds. Parole decisions are based on time served, prison adjustment, pre-parole plan, inmate interview, and victim impact statements. Figure 13.5, taken from your textbook, shows the percentage of adults on state and federal parole in 2011. Re-entry and making it. Obstacles to successful re-entry after prison. Prisonization. The interpersonal skills needed to survive in prison are not always conducive to getting along in society. Weakened social ties. The world that the inmate left behind is not the same as the one he or she will return to. And stigmatization. Imprisonment is a stigma that individuals must carry around with them for a lifetime and constantly fight to overcome. Figure 13.6, adults leaving parole in 2011, shows how many were reincarcerated and how many successfully completed. Jails. A jail is a secure facility that typically holds arrestees, criminal suspects, and inmates serving sentences less than 1 year. They serve two major functions. 1, hold suspects who have been arrested and are awaiting disposition, and 2, confine minor misdemeanor offenses. Figure 13.7, taken from your textbook, shows the jail population between 2000 and 2011, broken down by year. A fundamental component of the correction system, jails are a vital and crucial institution. The control of the jail can often be a political issue. How the jail is placed organizationally can have a major effect on how it is funded, who's detained there, and the quality of justice. Figure 13.8, taken from your textbook, shows the number of people under external jail supervision by confinement status in 2006. Questions we might ask after reading this chapter can include: what are the multiple goals of the criminal justice system? What is probation? And what are the function of jails? That concludes this narrated version of this chapter PowerPoint.